Welcome to the Truth Club, the podcast where two best friends have a good laugh and possibly a cry about the things that matter and the things that don't. You're now a Truth Club VIP with an access all areas pass to our honest opinions. So here they are. Oh, and we're your hosts, Carly Smallman, that's me, and my comedy wife, Alyssa Kyria. Hello, is it truth you're looking for? Well, you've come to the right place. It's the Truth Club.
Yay! Did you love that?
Yeah.
Did you think it was Lionel Richie?
They thought it was the Lionel Richie podcast.
I have often thought that you sound just like him.
Do you?
Yes.
What, speaking or singing? Both.
Both, and your hair.
Definitely my moustache.
100%.
Welcome to this week's episode of The Truth Club. I'm Carly. The woman who can't tell the difference between me and Lionel Richie is my wife, Alyssa.
That's me.
And this week we're here to tell the truth about jobs. But before that, wifey woo, how's your week been?
Oh, wifey, it's very exciting, but I'm so nervous. I've got this competition coming up on Saturday, so my week's been preparing for that, and I'm excited but also terrified.
Okay.
But you've been very kindly talking me down.
I feel like I'm trying to be like your good voice in your head.
Yes, and you're really helping with that, so thank you so much. How has your week been?
It's been all right. I met a boy I fancy, but I'm not going to talk about that too much on the podcast because it'll jinx it.
Okay, all right. But I have also been trying to be your good voice in your head.
Yes.
For that, so we've been helping each other.
I'm such a piece of shit. Why would anyone love me? Remember, you're lovely. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. I am lovely.
See? That's how our conversations go. Because Carly changes her opinion of herself like that.
I changed on a dime.
Exactly.
I don't know why that. I thought of that. I felt like a gangster. I turned on a dime.
I turned on a dime.
Yeah.
That wasn't very good. So, wifey woo, tell me, what are your highlights and lowlights? Highlights and lowlights.
Highlights and
No,
lowlights.
you don't need to do it again. I've done it.
Highlights and
Oh,
lowlights.
Here we go. Try and take my one part.
Okay. I might start with my highlight and bring us down, as is tradition.
I love it when you do that. It always leaves us feeling so depressed.
So sad. My aim is to make all of the listeners sad. My highlight was that this week I played Crazy Golf.
Yeah, you did.
I went and I played Crazy Golf. Shout out to Dragon Quest Golf in Croydon.
One of our biggest listeners, I'm sure.
Oh, I was going to say sponsors of the show. I wish they sponsored the show.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And we could go and play Dragon Quest whenever we wanted.
I don't think I'm quite as into that as you are.
Oh, it's so good. So it's like a medieval themed Crazy Golf.
You've told me quite a few times before.
Where you pretend you're on a quest to kill a dragon by putting golf balls. It was so good.
Oh, was it really fun?
It was really fun, but we kept getting really angry with the ball and swearing, and families were like looking at us like, fucking thing! And then you get like a mother turning her head like, ooh.
Don't listen, darling, cover your ears.
Yeah, we were like the two mentals of the golf course.
It's so fun though, well done.
It was great fun.
Brilliant stuff.
I loved that. So that was definitely a highlight for me. My low light, I'm on my period right now, everyone. That's not the low light. The low light, I mean, it's pretty low.
It's pretty low, babe. It's just brutal.
It's hardcore. The low light is I've realised that when I'm on my period, I talk to myself like I'm a piece of crap. And I say things like, I'm such a piece of shit. Like I was saying before. Like, oh, you're such a piece of shit. Like, you're not good at anything. Blah, 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 blah. I hate it.
Yeah, it's horrible. And you feel like you're going mad, because I have those sorts of thoughts when I'm due on my period as well. And then you think, oh my God, this is what I think about myself. I think about that I'm crap. But you don't really realise that you're actually coming on your period and you feel like you're mad.
Yeah.
But then then your period comes, you go, oh, I'm not mad. I'm just on my period.
I'm just on my period. This morning, I have to say, I was very lucky. My friend Sarah came and met me because I just felt like I was just a piece of shit.
Oh, honey.
And it sounds so awful. Like, nothing had happened. Nothing had changed since yesterday, apart from I'm bleeding out the uterus lining. But it just makes your hormones play tricks on your mind. So that's my low light. And I think the thing is to do, as you said, I've got to remember, I was driving in the car back from the gym and I was having my little internal monologue with myself. And I heard in my brain me just go, oh God, Carly, you loser. And I said out loud as I was driving along, and I must have looked bonkers as fuck, I am not a loser.
Good for you. That's great. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And it doesn't matter about talking to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. I'm actually quite like wearing a mask because it means I can just talk to myself happily as I walk along the road.
That's why I got a dog. Everyone thinks I'm talking to the dog.
Yes.
I'm not.
Genius.
Just yabbering away to myself. I'm not a loser. La 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 la.
That's a great song.
So yeah, that was my highlights and lowlights. How about you?
Oh, okay. Highlights and lowlights. So lowlights, I'll go first because I like to do the opposite.
No, you
I
like
to...
everyone to feel happy after
That's
hearing
right.
you.
That's right. That's what I try and do. So lowlights. So this is just a daily thing that happens in my life. So as you guys know, I've got a 6-year-old Lola, and she hates mornings. Okay. So I go into her room, and this is quite embarrassing that I'm admitting this. The way I wake Lola up is I sing a little song that goes, and I do this while I'm like opening her, the curtains in her room. I say, good morning, good morning.
Oh, like from Seen in the Rain?
Yes, we see the sun is shining. Good morning to you. And then I even add things just for her, like, you're lowly, you're loved, and snuggles, kisses too. It's ridiculous. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I just said that. I know, right? So I'm singing this, like Mrs. fucking Sunshine, snuggles, kisses. And she responds with, go away!
Wow.
And it is every morning I'm singing these songs and I get abuse from the minute I walk into oh, I don't want to get up. I don't want to go to school. Get out of my room.
Wow, she sounds like she's 16.
I was about to clarify that. She's 6, not 16. So that's my low light because it's just not the best way to start the day.
Really hard. I can give you a top tip. When my niece was staying here during lockdown and I was helping her with homeschooling, so she had to be at registration at like 8:15. Ugh. And she is a teenager and she wouldn't get out of bed if I asked nicely. So what I started doing every morning was asking Alexa to play mariachi music very loudly throughout the entire house.
What is mariachi music?
And she would lie in her bed going, oh my God! Why do you play this Mexican music?
Brilliant.
Anyway, it worked a charm. She did always get out of bed.
All right, I'll report back. So instead of my lovely snuggly song, I'm now going to replace that with mariachi music. Do I have to be the mariachi, or should I get Alexa to do it?
I let Alexa take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to report back.
Top parenting tips from someone who doesn't have children.
Hey, you know what? It's better than what I'm doing at the moment. So let's try it. So that was my low light. My highlight, bit random, but I've had a puppet made.
Tell us more.
I'm so excited. So
is this like for work or personal use?
That's right. It's a sex puppet.
A sex puppet?
No, it's a sex puppet. It's my show.
It sounds even worse than a sex doll in a way, like a sex puppet.
Put it on your hand, have a lovely time. What was that? That's some creepy old man. Puppet. That's right. No, it's for my show, my competition on Saturday. Have I mentioned?
At least it does have other things in their life.
No, I really don't. I've got to be able to basically do a scene where I'm playing 2 characters. So I thought, why not have one of the characters as a puppet? And she's like a Muppet puppet. And her name's Lucinda. And she's like this pregnant yoga teacher, and she's got flowing red hair and an Om sign on her belly, her pregnant belly, and she's wearing activewear, and it's just very fun. So I've been learning how to use a Muppet.
Learning how to be a puppeteer.
That's right, I'm a puppeteer.
Like Geppetto.
You know what? I am like... So it's Lionel Richie and Geppetto reporting live from the Truth Club. Both with similar moustaches.
Why can't we ever just be like people without moustaches? And I don't just mean that in characters, I mean as ourselves. Why can't we just be people without moustaches?
I actually went and got my moustache lasered today.
It's amazing.
I'm so excited about it.
It's really exciting.
Well, yeah, but I think I told you this, but I went in to have it done. I was like, oh, thank God. The woman at the place. I was starting to look like Burt Reynolds. And she went, who's Burt Reynolds? And I thought, oh no, like she's so young. Like she's now so I'm young. Old and hairy.
Oh, babe.
Anyway.
Never mind.
And Geppetto. So yeah, that's my highlight. I'm loving the Muppet.
Wonderful. That's very exciting.
We'll post pictures. I'll post a picture of the Muppet on Twitter.
Yes, you absolutely should post a picture because I've seen pictures and it is pretty spectacular.
They're exciting.
It's more professional than you think from this conversation.
Well, you couldn't think it would be less, would it? And it's Jesus Christ.
The actual Muppet's brilliant.
Thank you.
So yeah, those are our highlights and lowlights.
Woohoo!
So, this week we are chatting about jobs.
Jobs,
because we're working women.
Oh, yeah, we work it.
We work it. Gotta work it. Gotta find that hell work it.
Was that your impression of the Missy Elliott song?
I am Missy Elliott.
But I don't know if the words are going to find out honey in her hair.
I don't know the words.
Put my
to
thing down,
raps.
flip it, and reverse it.
Oh, you actually do know the words
I
to
do.
raps. She knows the words to that Snow song.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, if anyone wants to battle me on Informer,
You know all the words.
I'm down for that. I would love to do if anyone wants to do that with
Okay,
me.
please get in touch with us via social media if you'd like to battle Alyssa.
To Snow's
to
Informer.
Snow's Informer. You won't win. I'll say that now. Alyssa, what was your first ever job?
My first ever job. Well, my first ever job was actually on an ice cream van when I was about 12. And I loved it. 68 euro a pound. That's what they cost back then, because now it's like £3 for an ice cream, isn't
Fucking
it?
con.
It was 60p, 80p, or a pound.
Good for your math skills.
True, and because it was, doing the rounds in Bromley, I pronounced it 68 euro a pound.
At the age of 12, you sound like an old fishwife. 68
Why, thank you. That's why everyone was flocking to my ice cream van.
They were like, who's this strange child that sounds like... Do you know what you sound like? You sound like a really awful person, but like a gatecrasher of that song of Who Will Buy This Wonderful
I knew
Feeling?
you were going to say that. Is that from Oliver?
Oh, from Oliver. 60, 80 a pound.
Those women with the roses.
60, 80 a pound.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that was me. So that was my first job. I loved it. On Shirley's ice cream van. She's still going with her van.
Great.
And I used to love it. We used to go to boot fairs, go around all the little like different roads on the weekend. It was my little Saturday job. And I loved it. And I mainly got paid in ice cream.
That sounds good. I prefer ice cream to money.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Someday, especially now I'm on my period.
Oh, babe.
I can't eat money.
I should have put... No. Slightly scary today, Carly, but I should have brought you some ice cream round.
Oh, never mind, babe.
Never mind, babe.
I can get ice cream. quite
Okay,
easily.
that's true. How was your first job? What was your first
My
job?
first proper like Saturday job was working as a waitress in a Toby Carvery.
I fucking love a Toby Carvery.
I won't eat there now.
Why? Do you know what happens?
I don't want to speak ill of Toby Carver in case they sue the podcast. I'm sure they're all listening, the CEOs of Toby Carver.
They have been saying how big fans they
what
are.
big fans they are. Of
Same
us.
as the Dragon Quest team.
Why do I only like shit stuff?
No, it's great. Carry on, anyway, carry on. So you worked at Toby Carvery?
I worked at Toby Carver as a waitress. The main reason I won't go there now is because at the end of my shift, I would always finish stinking of meats and gravies.
Yes, of course.
It was absolutely, it wasn't a glamorous job. And also it was
Really?
like a hot carvery. They didn't have air conditioning in the summer, so you would be dripping in sweat, stinking of meat. It was pretty grim. I once when I was working at the Toby Carvery, like also all their desserts are microwaved, just so you know. So they're so hot they will burn your mouth.
Oh my god, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but it was in like not even the year 2000, the 90s. Oh god, I'm so old. Oh my god, that's so sad. But the worst was pouring accidentally an entire rhubarb and custard over this lady.
Shit.
It had been microwaved.
Seriously? Did you give her 3rd degree burns?
Nearly.
God.
And all I could do was just stand there and go, I'm sorry. And I was only about 15. Going, I'm so sorry. And she just like screamed in my face. Rightly so.
I'm not surprised.
Rightly
but still,
so.
you poor thing. That's horrible.
It was awful.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I hated that job. The management were horrible.
Were
and especially,
they?
you know, when you're like the young teenage one, they treat you like such a piece of shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is there someone called Toby who set it up? Like, why is it called Toby Carvery?
I think it's named after those Toby jugs because they have them all over as like decor in the carvery.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I've always wanted to know that, and I never thought I'd have a chance to actually ask someone that.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
I know. Dreams come true every day here on Truth Club.
Big dreams,
Big dreams. So that was your first job. Can I ask you, what has been your worst job?
Oh, God. See, I've had ones that have been like bad, but
Yes.
but actually my worst job was when I had just graduated from university, and it was actually a really good job. I got a
Okay.
really good job in media.
Nice.
And I was earning really great money for my age. It was actually like not that hard of a job, really. But it was like in an office. And at first I was really excited because I'd never earned sort of like good money
Like a proper
before, like a proper
paycheck.
paycheck.
Yeah.
But it was also like great money.
Well done.
But then I just started to really. It started to depress me. It was like there was no creativity. It was all about money. It was because it was like in advertising and media. It was all about how much money can we make? How much money can we shaft other people out of?
Yeah.
How much money can we save on the fucking budget of like £5 million?
Wow.
And gradually over time, I went from being this quite like fun person, but because I didn't even realize I was like a super creative person at that point, but I wasn't making anything.
And your soul, was it draining away?
It was draining my soul away. And I used to sit in the car in my little shitty Ford Escort that was so crap. And the windows didn't even go up and down. So you were just in a hot car. Oh. I used to just sit there and cry in the mornings. I'd cry it all out.
Goodness.
I'd sit there going, and then I'd put my makeup on in the mirror of the car and go in and pretend to be fine. That was my worst job.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
But it wasn't a bad job. It was a great job.
But
They were very nice to me.
It wasn't the right job for you,
Exactly.
Carly.
Oh.
For you.
Alyssa is not a registered career advisor, but ought to be.
And puppeteer.
In fact, she does all of her career advice via the medium of puppets.
I do, puppetry.
It's so funny.
It would be good, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be actually quite good.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your worst job?
Oh, God, I've been thinking about this because I've had so many random jobs. Like, as in the life of, creative / unemployed actress, I've just had loads of random jobs. But I was thinking today about my worst, and what kept coming back into my head was my worst acting job.
Great.
Which was very soon out of drama school, and it was a touring. I would like to say panto, kind of, but it was Mother Goose, and there was Mother Goose, and there was only 3 of us, and we had to play. Not only did we have to play all the characters, we had to set up the sort of stage for this little show, which was like drilling things and like carrying planks of wood and making a stage every time we did it in some crappy like school, or we once did it in a staff room of a Sainsbury's.
Oh my God.
And it was doing this shitty little show where I had to play the goose.
Of course. Do you know what? You were born for that role.
Do you think? Oh babe,
The
thank
role of
you.
the
That means a lot.
Did you have to honk?
I had to do the whole everything. Honk, everything. I also played a bug. I also played an evil chef and a fairy, all in one show, right?
Do you know what? That actually was testament to your versatility as an actor.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. But it was dreadful. There was just running around, changing costumes the whole time in these dreadful places. The worst one, I think, was when I was I was the evil chef, right? And I was doing my big speech, right? And all about how evil I was, and I spoke with this French accent, and I was doing it, and this little kid was there with his mother, and she did nothing to stop this. He was sat in the audience and kept going, "You're ugly, you're ugly,
Oh my
you're
God.
ugly, you're ugly," literally on repeat throughout my speech. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. And then I said back, "Well, you, little boy, are also ugly," because I was amazing at comebacks back then.
Yeah, really good, really good.
Good, wasn't it?
Down.
Wasn't it? Really good, really, yeah. It's
You are
really
also
on fire.
ugly.
You are
Wow.
also ugly. His mum then shot me a dirty look and complained.
Yeah, but her kid was a wanker.
I know, right? But I did actually get my own back on that child.
Good.
So
You killed him in the night. No, you didn't. You didn't.
I did not murder him in the night. Carly, don't get me in trouble.
Sorry.
What? Because because the goose was the hero of the story, right?
Right.
But I also played the baddie, and at one point I'd just been the goose, or what? It was the end of the show. I'd been the goose, but underneath the goose, I was the baddie. So
Yeah.
I had the goose head off, and so the bottom half of me was goose, and the top, my head, was evil baddie. And that little shit came round the back where he shouldn't have been, where we were all getting changed, and he saw me as this kind of decapitated goose baddie. His face went pure white, so scared, and I went rah at him.
Oh my God. You've put that kid's in therapy.
Totally, and I reckon he has loads of nightmares about decapitated geese.
Maybe he can't get it up unless he sees a decapitated goose.
Oh my God, why do you have to take it there?
Can we delete that from the podcast?
No, I'm not deleting that.
Because I'm assuming it was a long time ago. I'm not saying as a child you couldn't get. I'm saying as a grown-up now.
All right, yes, it was quite a long time ago. But yeah,
God,
so that
what's
was
wrong with me?
my worst acting job, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not a very good actor. I've tried and failed as an actor. My parents are both really good actors, and everyone just assumes I'm a good actor because my parents are good and because I'm quite outgoing and because I sometimes do like little characters' voices. You've heard some of my voices.
I love your voices.
My 1940s woman who is from something like Brief Encounters,
Yes.
or that kind
It's
of
very good,
lady.
you know.
It's the only
Don't you do a little boy?
a little boy from the 70s.
Go for it.
Here, mister! What are you doing in our garden? That guy.
So we've established Colin's not an actress.
No, there's no range there.
Can I ask you then, what is your worst comedy gig? Because Carly's a comedian, everyone, as you know. So I've just said my worst acting gig. Tell me your worst comedy experience gig.
Oh my God, that's so hard. Well, once again, it involved me crying. I just
I sense a theme.
I'd just broken up with this guy who I was like super duper in love with, and we lived together. And I'd kind of gone almost, because we broke up around Christmas time, and I had all these Christmas gigs going on, and so I pretty much went from living in a nice like middle class Victorian conversion flat to like living in like a travel lodge in Rugby.
Oh, love it.
It's so sad. And I remember I was playing at this venue and I was headlining. So after me, there was no more. And I started interacting with this couple near the front. And they were like, yeah, we just got engaged yesterday. And it was all this big thing. And I like started crying on stage.
Oh my God, you didn't.
Yeah. And at first everyone thought it was like a joke.
Part
like,
of the
ha
act.
ha ha, she's so funny. Like she's like a bitter comedian type thing. And they quickly became apparent that it was just a woman crying on stage. And then that was the end of their night and Merry Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my worst gig.
That's pretty bad.
Most others, those comedians, like my worst gig, someone like heckled me or called me fat. I was like, no, I ruined everyone's Christmas.
You did not. I'm sure it was really good crying.
It felt great.
Oh, honey. Oh,
that's my worst one. But I have tried to be an actress. I was in.
Tell me.
I got like 3 acting jobs in my whole life. One of them. Strap in. Do you know that magazine Take a Break?
Yes, of course I do.
These bonkers true life stories.
Yes.
I was in an advert for Take a Break.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And the audition was that you had to like talk about one of your favourite stories and Take a Break. And I always remember the one that I picked was the story of a sheep who could diagnose cancer.
Oh my God, did you make that story up or was that a real story?
No, you had to talk about a real story from Take a Break.
That is so
they gave you all these magazines like, right, pick a story and talk about it. And like, I knew everyone else would be doing like, I married my mum.
Yes.
You know, and I thought, no, I'm going to do this sheep. And I went and I was like, oh, he's a doctor. He was like Dr. House for the sheep. And I got
the job.
I got the job.
So were you on telly?
I was on an advert, yeah.
That's very cool.
For Take a Break, and it was me talking to the TV presenter Melanie Sykes.
I like her. Was she nice?
She was lovely actually, really, really nice.
There we go.
And I just had to talk to her about stories from Take a Break magazine and pretend that I was like an avid reader.
I love that.
The best part about that job, though, was that backstage in your dressing rooms, was just loads of Take a Break magazines.
Ooh.
So you could read all the mad shit.
I do love those sorts of magazines. I actually love It. Do you remember Love It?
No,
that was very similar, but it had like all those kind of amazing stories. There was one, I remember one the title is just stuck in my head. I breastfed my dad to save his life. And I was like, well, you just can't get better entertainment than that, can you?
No.
Who doesn't want to read about that? I know I want to read about that.
I might go and buy one of those magazines on this podcast. I forgot they existed and I just talking about it for them.
I'd forgotten about them.
Because usually I like people to think I'm quite intelligent and highbrow.
Yes.
But actually
you're not, are you?
No, not one bit. I just want to read about people who breastfeed their parents.
I want to read about sheep who diagnosed cancer. But so that's one of your main action jobs. What are the other ones? What other action jobs have you had?
I played a woman in a Beecham's advert sneezing.
Did you?
Yep.
You've had loads of telework, you know. I'm actually quite jealous.
Don't be. I was in it for 1 second and I just sneezed. And that was it.
Can you reenact?
And then I had to like rub my nose.
That's amazing. But I'm not surprised you got that.
Yeah.
I
sounded
thought
like a dog barking.
I thought you sneezed.
It sounded like a dog.
I love it.
Weren't you in Faliraki as a dancer?
Yes, I was actually, Carly. Yes, thank you for asking and bringing that up. So I went to Faliraki and we just went for a little holiday, but we just ended up really wanting to stay. And it's quite cool, actually, this story. The way I got the job as a dancer, I was in a club. Remember clubs?
Oh, I remember the club.
In the club.
I remember the club.
And it was all garage music.
Oh,
you know we love a bit of garage. Love a bit of garage. So the tunes were playing. And then like this woman just got up onto the bar and started dancing. She worked there. She was this great dancer and she was all in it was called Pleasure Rooms. Oh God, the club was called Pleasure Rooms. I know, but it wasn't a strip club. Just to confirm, everyone, it was
No,
not.
it wasn't a strip club.
Just
People
sounds
just went
like it
round
was.
masturbating each other. The pleasure.
But that's
rooms.
normal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a club. That's
exactly.
a club.
It's a club.
It's a club.
No, it was not that. People did not do that. So she was up there, and I thought, what a life of Riley. I saw her. She got up there, 5 minutes, had a little dance, got down again, saw her having a cocktail.
Oh.
I thought, I want that. So I said to the barman, "Where's the manager?" And I was a few drinks in because I've had the confidence to do this. And I went and found the manager, and I said, "Do you need another dancer?" He said, "No." And I said, "Yes, you do. Watch this."
Wow.
And I got up on the bar and I started dancing, and he gave me the job.
That's amazing.
It's a good story, isn't
How
it?
well did it pay?
Oh, it was better than like being a flyer or something. I can't remember, but it wasn't like huge money. But it was basically paid a bit of cash, some cocktails,
Dance to garage.
and dancing to garage
You'd do
every
that
night.
for free.
I would, and I was doing.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect him to give me a job. I was just flailing around, dancing around on the bar. But I obviously done a good job.
You were obviously a very good dancer.
That's
in
right.
the pleasure rooms.
Thank you very much. You stop saying it like that. You're saying it in a pervy way, like it was a masturbating club. I did not masturbate anybody.
Masturbating club. I don't know why I find it so funny.
The actual story is I went over to the Boston Club, masturbated him. Is that even a verb?
You went, "What's this?" Just
What's
like,
this?
what?
And I just got his cock out.
I'm actually crying.
Oh, there was no dancing involved.
Alyssa just told her mum that that's what she was doing.
I was actually just living it up in the masturbating club. So Carly can't cope with me saying
So I
masturbating
can't
club.
cope with masturbating club.
So that was me and Valeraki, and I actually ended up on Valeraki Uncovered.
Oh my god.
And they still replay it sometimes on telly, and I've got braids, like braid
my
extensions. I actually think I look pretty fierce, but
It's back when it was completely fine to
I
culturally
think it was
appropriate.
okay back
It was
then.
totally fine.
I don't know if I could get
White
away with
people
it
had
now.
dreadlocks then. Do you remember? It
Yes, I do remember that.
was weird, wasn't it?
That was weird.
Including Faye from Steps. Was it Faye? No, it was, it was
Yeah,
it
she
was
had the
Faye.
dreadlock things going
Yeah.
on. Yeah. I used to love that braided look. But yeah, so that was my fun, crazy job in my youth.
I love that.
It was so fun.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. I never would have had the confidence to do a job like that in my youth.
No.
Or now.
I'm glad that. I'm not sure I'm up for it now.
No. I've got to tell you, I've got to tell the listeners Elisa's favourite story of any of my jobs.
Oh, it's my favourite. Yes, please tell it.
It's so sad. All my stories this week are really sad. So
But they're
I
really
was
funny, though.
working in this coffee shop right next to where I live,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd been working there kind of to find my feet again. After I had to move back with my parents, and I'd cried in that comedy club.
Yeah. Good times.
So I was saving up to buy my flat, and I was sort of trying to get a bit of extra money, and comedy wasn't going as well as I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So I was working in this coffee shop, and what would happen is every week the manager would send me a text with my shifts.
Yeah.
And I worked there for about a year, and I was really good at it. And I used to do latte art, and sometimes I would draw penises in the lattes, the takeaway ones, and then put the takeaway cup back on. And then people would leave, and in my head I'd be like, tee hee hee, they're putting their mouth on a penis.
That's amazing.
So it was it was just coffee serving, but the people were nice that I worked with, and I tried to make it fun.
I'm sure you did, darling.
Anyway, so one week I didn't get my shifts, so I texted her, "What are my shifts this week? Oh, we don't need you this week." Then next week, same, no shifts. We don't need you this week. And I thought, oh, that's really weird. Maybe they're not very busy. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I ended up walking past the shop because it's right near my house, and I saw in the window a job advert for the exact days of the shifts I usually worked. They hadn't fired me. They were just advertising my job to me in my local area. The worst part was I started dating this guy, and I rang him up, and I was really angry. I was like, oh my God, they've just taken my job away from me. They're just advertising it. And he went, you should apply. Oh my God. He was like, you've got all the necessary experience.
Apply for the job that they're trying to elbow you out of.
Yeah, it was so horrible.
That was so mean.
Yeah, and I used to go in there all the time, and now I really never go in there unless I'm really I'm with a friend who really wants to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely, and it's just so I can't believe they did that.
It's so
You're just
sad,
walking
isn't
past,
it?
hold on a minute, this is where I work. Oh no, there's an advert
for my exact
my job.
For my job that they didn't tell me about.
Just
because that's the thing, isn't it? When you're working in those kinds of service jobs, I think people just treat you a bit like crap.
They do.
You don't matter, but you
Yeah.
still matter.
Of course you matter. some of your best jobs? Because we all talked about all the bad.
Yes, okay.
Let's go best.
What are my best jobs? I loved working in a bar.
Oh,
I
yes.
loved working in a bar. It was crap money. I think it was like back then, like £5.50 an hour.
Yeah, I bet it was.
I loved it. And it was like, when I was younger, I was quite like rock. So it was in like a sort of like rock and metal bar.
Were you rock?
Yeah, kind of.
Nice.
I wasn't really rock. I'm more like things like punk and
Okay, yeah.
But this was like more of a metal bar.
Oh, cool.
But so they just played really great like rock music all the time, and it used to be like one of the place to be. And I would just get to listen to great music, and
Brilliant.
because I was one of the only girls who worked there, people would just tip me all the time.
Oh, love
so
it.
I did quite well, but it was back in the days where you smoked in a bar, so you would leave work stinking of an ashtray, like in your hair and everything. But I loved that job. Obviously, loved doing stand up. Yes. Obviously, I love our little company, Bring Your Own Baby.
I was about to say that for mine. I love our company.
Yeah, this isn't even us plugging it. We actually love it.
We
so
just
much.
love work. Well, it's just nice. We work for ourselves, and once. I think for our sort of personalities, I think it's probably the best way, isn't
exactly.
it?
For those who don't know, we run this company called Bring Your Own Baby Comedy, and it's lunchtime comedy clubs for new parents, and they can bring their babies and watch some comedians.
Yes, so we get to do lovely comedy and see little squidgy babies.
And it's at lunchtime, so one of the best bits is sometimes after our gig, instead of just going home really tired on the train like a nighttime gig, we go lunch. Lunch.
We have a glass of wine.
We have a glass of wine, a bit of lunch.
Oh, love.
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's a great job, actually.
Yeah,
I can't wait for us to be allowed to do that.
And you've had some
again.
great comedy jobs. You've done live at the Apollo.
Yeah, I've been on stage at the Hammersmith Apollo, this like comedy extravaganza thing.
You did the Rob Brydon show.
I did the Rob Brydon show. I was on TV doing stand up. I've had some great jobs actually. I've had some goodies. I've played like one of my favourite achievements I did. Was I used to always go to the Reading Festival when I was a teenager to go and watch bands, and what I would do is I'd then get really high when, like in the middle of the day when I needed a little chill, and go and sit in the comedy tent and watch the comedians.
Nice.
So when I got to be one of the comedians,
yes.
I was just thinking, I bet there's a little high 16-year-old girl looking at this, watching me, not knowing that in 10 years' time she could be doing this.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
well
that was one of my cool moments that I really like. How about you? Have you had any moments like that where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Well, yeah, I think so. I did a feature film not that long ago, and I've never done one before, and I just loved it. Like, it was long hours, there were night shoots, but I bloody loved every second of it, and it was just so cool. And I got to play this really cool character, and it was a heist film. It's actually out on Amazon now. Ashton's and the Polybius Heist, if anyone wants to watch it, please. It's very good. It's really good. It's really funny. And I had to like wear all this like cool black outfit and pretend to be like break into this building, and it was all action stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I never thought I'd be doing like action.
You never thought you'd be an action hero?
No, I never thought I'd be an action hero. So I don't think I am an action hero.
No, you are. Stop it.
I did an action scene, and it was very good.
You're an action
I attacked
hero.
this guy with an iron. It's really cool.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, haven't you?
Seen it.
Oh, it's really fun, that bit. So that was really cool. Other things. Yeah.
That was it. No.
No, I've been on like big stages doing some nice things. I've done some lovely cabaret and comedy gigs at places like Café de Paris and Madame Jojo's. I've also done some quite disastrous shows. I was in the lesser known musical Wag the Musical.
Wag the Musical.
Wag the Musical. We got 1-star reviews across the board.
Great. At least it was consistent.
At least it was consistent. And actually, it was funny because I found at my mum's house the other day a little teddy bear with a little T-shirt on that said Wag the Musical, and it reminded me of the merchandise guy at Wag the Musical. He was there for like the first week, and then I remember him coming into the dressing room going, "I've packed up my stuff. No one's buying anything." Total waste of money, like it was our fault because the show was so shit.
Shouting at the cast members.
Oh, I mean, God, I've had some car crashes. I was saying to Carly before this about some of my auditions that I've had recently. I had an audition recently for arm carrying heavy bag.
Just to play an arm.
Just an arm. And I didn't even get it.
Your arm wasn't...
My arm wasn't
Maybe
good
your
enough.
arm wasn't expressive enough.
Well,
Maybe you were too strong and the bag didn't look heavy enough.
Do you think that's what it is? It's because I'm so powerful. Because I'm an action hero.
You're an action fucking hero.
And Carly's favourite audition of mine is when I got told by my agent that this part was perfect for me, and she sent me the character description, and it said, "Must be convincing as Burger Van Man's wife." So not too good looking, please.
Yeah!
Yay!
I love Burger Man.
So lovely. So
that's
lovely.
so fabulous. Oh, it's been
Carl.
lovely.
This has been so fun chatting about our jobs of old, good
Jobs
and bad.
It's good. It's been interesting remembering some jobs of old.
I'd forgotten. I mean, God, I didn't even talk about half the stuff. I've done so much.
Same.
random stuff.
I didn't even mention when I was a flyer at the Edinburgh Festival or when I worked in a trainer shop. Like, I had some fucking weird jobs.
Oh yeah, I dressed as Cupid flying on Oxford Street.
Wow.
And a banana and Aldgate.
A banana. Oh God. I think we should end
Flyering.
it there.
Yeah, exactly. Like
But
a rat banana.
onwards and upwards. And you know what? If you can be a banana flyering, you can be anyone you want to be.
Really?
That's what Plato said.
Is it what he said that? You're such a guru. I'll tell you what, that Lionel Richie is on fire today with his advice. So could you sing us out, Lionel, with one of your tunes?
All night long.
All night.
All night long.
Truth Club.
Oh, I like that.
You like that? Truth
All
Club.
night long.
Truth Club.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.
Congratulations! You're now a VIP member of The Truth Club. Join us on Instagram and Facebook at Truth Club Podcast. See you next time.